One second.
Hello, my name is d.ramos. I'm with the United States Business and Politics Group. I'm here to show you a picture that I found. First I'm going to describe it to you, then I'm going to tell you what I know about it and what it means to me. So, first of all, you can see that there's people in this photograph, a lot of people. Based on how the buildings are, it looks condensed, so that indicates it's an urban area, a city. And the street sign over there, you can't really see it, it says William Street. And if you look at the picture in its totality, you see that the street extends all the way to the background, and you see a lot more people there. There's just a lot more people in the back. And there's at least, I'd say around close to 1,000 people in this photograph. Now, there are a combination of people in this photograph. They're wearing casual winter apparel, sweaters, hats, gloves, and jackets. Some of them are wearing backpacks. So on the left part, on the bottom left corner of the picture, you see a huddle of people holding up cameras. And then on the far left, you see a line of officers, and they're wearing riot gear. So this picture I found in BusinessInsider.com from an article that's titled "Occupy Wall Street's Early Morning March Near the New York Stock Exchange." So, in this picture, and in the article, there were several images, but this one in particular was taken by Michael Moore, who was at the event. So what's going on in this picture? Well, this is one of many Occupy Wall Street protests. This one was the 2-month anniversary of the movement itself, which was initially November 17th of last year. So the date on this picture is January 17th of this year. So what is the Occupy Wall Street movement? Well, the Occupy Wall Street movement it's to protest the corruption in our government and political systems. And so people are here to demonstrate their frustrations about those issues. So who are the people in this, who are the different people in this photograph? Well, there's three different types of people in this photograph based on what the movement is about. First of all, we have the jobless. Right now, the unemployment rate in the United States is 8.3%, and during this time in January it was much higher. And then we have the middle class. The middle class are the pillar of any economy. They can determine the downfall or uprise of any company based on what they consume. And then we have here what I call an esoteric demographic, a group of people that are enlightened about the issues and what's going on in our political systems. So what does this picture mean to me? To me, this picture largely indicates a need of fundamental overhaul in our political and government system. This all started, well, the foundation of this movement was the 2008 economic collapse, and that was largely due to irresponsible trading and selling by big banks, and it was partly due as well to a lack of regulations, and the only piece of legislation that was created that even attempted to address the regulations was the Dodd-Frank bill, and that barely scratched the surface on the derivatives market, which is what caused the 2008 economic collapse. Derivatives, it's a very complicated financial instrument that it's meant to maximize profits, and it's supposed to be secure, but based on the 2008 economic collapse, it certainly wasn't. This also indicates to me that the income disparity, the difference between the rich and the poor, is getting larger and larger. In this economic recession, the people at the top seem to be getting richer, and they're making more money than they ever have, while the poor remain poor. So if they're making so much money, where are the jobs? I hope this picture means as much to you as it does to me. Thank you.
Okay, you can get yours ready. I'll talk to you down in just a few moments here. Let me just finish my notes here. All right. Now, some of this I'm going to put into your blog after I see your evaluation. What would you say about this presentation? What is your feeling about it? What about length first? Do you think you were about the right length?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a minute over. You were more than a minute over. And so, I mean, I asked for 4, right? I felt you did everything, but the last main point was the most complicated one.
Yeah.
And that's the one you probably wanted to spend the most time on, explaining some of the things like the Dodd-Frank and all the stuff that's going on. And you probably didn't want to get too far into that. I think probably the thing you needed to focus on was that we need, you said we need something in government. We need
fundamental overhaul.
An overhaul of government. That's what you're right. You're right. We needed an overhaul of government. And I think you could have talked about that more in general. And then all this other stuff you can kind of get into maybe for your informative speech. In fact, you might deal with the Dodd-Frank bill in your informative speech and just kind of teach us about what that is, what the history of it is, what it intended to do. And then maybe even the persuasive speech, you can talk about whether or not it needs to be overhauled, and does more need to be done? Did it do its job? And so you can follow through with this in the future speeches. Okay? All right. Good. Thank you.